I'll buy Rob 2 or 3 cups of coffee, man, for that. You know. So cool. Let me just make sure we are live here. There's always these streaming services, but they work. They work really well. They do the job. All right. So it looks like we are now streaming live. So welcome to the 7-Figure Real Estate Mastermind Group trainings that we do on a weekly basis, and also part of the VIP group here. We have our VIP members that are on, and if you don't know anything about what a VIP member is, it's basically it's a get to know me, try it before you buy type of thing, right? You get a chance to know me as a real estate coach, you get to know me as a person, you get to know me as a businessman, and you get to learn about my history and everything that I've done over the years as an agent for the last 20 years and a former team leader for Keller Williams in Fort Lauderdale. And I also had my own team in New York City. And even as a listing agent, I was listing 100 homes per year. And a lot of that was due to all the skills and trainings that I got from my coaches back in the days, which I impart to everyone that I coach in today's market. And today we got a really, really special person, man, that's going to be jumping on board and supporting us with the training and sharing his feedback, sharing his wisdom, his knowledge. I mean, I don't want to take away too much from him in terms of taking away his thunder, but I got to tell you this: when you guys connect with Wordsworth, this is one of the most genuine brothers that I've ever connected with. You know, oftentimes successful people lead with their ego, right? Oftentimes they lead with their ego. They lead with, hey, this is who I am. This is what I've done. And I got to tell you, Wordsworth, you're one of the most humble guys I've ever met. You have such a big heart. And every time we talk, you're always talking about how you help people, how you connect with people. I think people are just attracted to you naturally. You know, they just gravitate towards you. It's like it's that magnetic personality. And I think that's the one thing, and I'm pretty sure that's the one thing that we're all missing these days, you know, as real estate agents, is that oftentimes as real estate agents, we tend to repel people because we have that commission breath. But brother, even if you're having, and I don't know your business, we're not going to get too much into your business until we start the interview, but all I know is this: the real estate market has been through some ups and downs in the life that I've known you. And you always seem cool, calm, and collected. And what can I do to be of service? And I really believe, dude, that if you can impart that spirit onto all those people who are watching today, their business is going to change, because we are the professionals, right? We are the quote unquote the Jedis, right? In this business, people, when they look at a real estate agent, you know, they're assuming that they're successful, especially the ones that are constantly taking pictures at the beach, constantly taking pictures with their toes, you know, and their knees at the beach and with the Corona, and they're next to a Lamborghini in South Florida. The assumption is, oh man, this person has got to be successful. But then the minute they open their mouths, woo, Lord have mercy, right? You know, it's like what's gonna come out of their mouth? We don't know. And I believe that if people learn from you today, brother, they will get the golden nuggets. And I am just grateful that you have taken this time to share with us your knowledge, your wisdom, because I know you're a busy man. And I truly appreciate this. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Rob.
Yeah, man. So just kind of go on the topic of what we're talking about today, which is and the only reason we mentioned your island flair is because you that island flair, and you can tell everybody where you're from. You know, share your journey from where you're from, your hometown, and just how you became a top real estate agent in your office.
Okay. Well, as you guys know, my name is Wordsworth Berkeley. Originally from an island called St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Island. I've been in Florida ever about half of my age, so I'm actually 46. Came here when I was like in my early 20s. I been doing real estate for almost going on 5 years. How I got into real estate is quite interesting. Um, I was on my second, well, actually, I was on my second purchase, home purchase. I sold one home and I was buying another. something happened in the second purchase that didn't happen in the first, and that was my escrow shortage. And again, it kind of bothered me a little bit because my mortgage went from $1,200 a month to $1,700 a month. So that's an extra $500 a month. You know, I was in a position, me and my wife was in a position where we could have afforded it. But to me, it seemed like for somebody else that, you know, it's like have a tight budget, it could have been something devastating for them because again, where you get $500 extra a month from to pay a mortgage if you are already in a struggling or trying to, you know, first, you know, buying your first home. So my thing was I wanted to learn real estate. So I actually was at that time I was working at Pepsi, and I was a supervisor at Pepsi in Riviera Beach, the quality coordinator. Now I said, okay, so I was kind of like bothered by it, like I said. So I decided to go get my real estate license. So got my real estate license. Well, I'm sitting there at what company I was with. I would say, I think it was Century 21. I don't want to say exactly which Century 21, but I was with Century 21. And what happened to me was I had my license, came in every day, excited, wanted to learn real estate. So came in, and I was kind of like structuring my time where I would go to Century 21 for 4 hours in the beginning of the day and then go to Pepsi. So now I go to Century 21 and I'm sitting there with my notes and pad, wanting to learn. So I'm taking notes every day. They're showing me videos. They got agent in and out. You know, these are our top agents. You know, they're making this amount of money. And I'm sitting here doing nothing but writing notes and, you know, basically twiddling my thumb. So it's like, to me, it seems like there was kind of like, what's the name, word for it? They was like putting these agents on a pedestal and we were just sitting there just watching. And it bothered me. So I left there and I said, okay, I want to be one of those agents, but I want to be one of those agents, but I want to teach people. So I left that company and I went to another real estate company. And my thing was always hands on. And most of my first clients I got because I was the one there painting houses, digging up, putting sod downs, laying got grass. I mean, I was doing anything to get the deal. So for me, it's, you know, put my all in and, you know, I get some out. So for me, real estate was, you know, I have to give to receive. So, I mean, that's how I started real estate. And for right now, I'm still doing it now.
Yeah, I noticed that you've taken photographs of some of your listings where I see you cutting grass in the front yard, or not cutting grass, but I'll see you lugging in some things into
Sod,
into
yeah.
the home,
Carrying
sod or
sod, yeah.
whatever. Yeah, just to be able to improve the person's property.
Correct.
Where most people are like, hey, listen, most agents, the mindset would be, well, you're going to have to hire a stager. I can refer you to a stager, right? Or you're going to have to hire an interior decorator. Oh, how much is that going to cost? It's going to cost an extra $5,000. You know, or you're going to have to clean up the house because if not, then we're only going to be able to get you $30,000 less. So on your end, and I know, and this is like obviously for anybody that's out there, full disclosure, obviously you're not going to jump into anything that's going to potentially hurt you either, right? Let's
Yeah.
be safe around this as well too. But what I've noticed is that you focus on doing the little things that move the needle a big difference, right? It's the 20% that gives you the 80% results. And that's what I've seen. So you
Right.
started as a part-time agent then.
Yes, I was actually part-time. I was doing 4 hours as real estate. I mean, that was in 2020. So I got real busy in 2020, 2021. So I ended up retiring from a 16-year job at Pepsi. And I mean, I can say that I never regretted it.
Wow. You got your license what year?
2019, I mean, 2019.
So 2019, then 2021, you left Pepsi
Yes.
and jumped into real estate full time.
Yeah, actually it was 2020, late 2020.
Wow. So a year later, you switched over and jumped into real estate full
Full
time.
time.
Now, most people who are watching here may be part-time real estate agents as well too. I think many of us. I started part-time. I did it for like 4 months, and I was like, I can't. This is driving me nuts. What is it that? What shifted for you? Why did you choose to go from part-time to full-time? And then also, if you could share a little bit about what your mindset was around it, because that's a big step for people to leave that job security and now to bet on themselves that they're going to make this business happen.
Yeah, for me, it just kind of made sense because, again, one, I was getting extremely busy and I was trying to juggle both doing 10 hours at Pepsi and 4 hours. So it's like a 14-hour day. And I was, to be honest, real estate gave me that opportunity where, okay, I can go head on into this and create my own time, my own to spend with my family, to work. I mean, so I just felt like that was a freedom that I was looking for, but I didn't know which way or how to find it. So once I got into real estate, and especially, I mean, also the money was there where I was able to create another opportunity as far as another business that can, kind of substitute for Pepsi. So I
Mm-hmm.
decided, if I dove into Pepsi, I mean, real estate, like I dive into my 9 to 5 at Pepsi, the rewards to me over the time would make more sense. So again, I did Pepsi for 16 years and I did the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And, nothing really changed, but every year I got a little pay increase. I still was doing 10 hours. Um, I got like four weeks out of the year to spend with my family. And, it didn't make sense to me anymore. So my mind was like basically create something. And then if that's something that I can like build upon and teach my kids and they can take that over instead of trying to create something in a job that I, again, continuously been doing for 16 years and nothing changed other than my pay.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that everybody that is watching is paying attention to what you're saying, because here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the transition of the awakening. I call it the awakening, right? When a person wakes up from the rat race, as they call it, the job, it's like if you're going to invest 10, 12, 14 hours into your regular full-time job for 4 weeks paid vacation, maybe 1 week sick time, then why not be as committed to your own business venture? And that's number one, the one thing that I walk away with. And the second thing too is that you're thinking with legacy in mind, because the only way to break the cycle, right? I mean, I talk to my kids all the time about this, and everybody that I talk to. Bottom line is this: when you look through the education system, at the end of the day, by the time a person graduates, be a professional, you know, blue collar worker. At the end of the day, they don't get any business skills. They don't get any banking skills, no saving skills, no investment skills, nothing. They don't get nothing. They just get the basic. You graduated from high school. Now you can go work at McDonald's, which is actually paying $20 an hour in California. I saw an article, dude, where it's like $20 an hour. So if a real estate agent right now is full time and they're making 40 grand a year, dude, you could get a week's vacation, 2 weeks vacation by working at McDonald's. Maybe you might want to consider that. But bottom line is this: is that you're breaking the cycle, and in breaking the cycle, you're building wealth not only for yourself but for your family, but you're also improving the mindset of your children. And that's the one thing that I think folks don't realize is that people are depending on us to be the best that we can be. Our children are watching us, our family members are watching us. our friends are watching us. Everybody's watching us in terms of, are we going to be the best, or are we just going to be like everybody else that starts something and doesn't complete it? And that, I believe, is another great feature for you as to why people are attracted to you, because day in and day out, you carry that consistency. I mean, what are the key strategies that you've done? I'd love to hear it, that have consistently kept you in the top 20% in your office. And I see it all the time. If somebody goes to your Facebook page, they see that, boom, top 20%, top 20%, top 20%. You're always showing up in the top in your market center. What are the strategies, man? Share with us.
For me, I just stay connected. I mean, I would just say I stay connected. When I say that, stay connected with the people on my phone, stay connected to the people that I know. I tried I tried that situation when you sit in the office, you browsing your computer, working. That was never me. I mean, I'm more of a people person. So by me staying connected and calling, staying in contact, and it's funny because every time I make these calls, someone always have some kind of deal, or someone always have something for me, or someone that needs help. So me staying connected with everyone that I know, and like networking, meeting new people, that's basically all I do. I tried, for me, in the 5 years, I tried some of everything as far as real estate, and getting leads, and getting new clients. But basically, it's just staying connected with some of the people, networking, and like staying on the grind for me.
Okay, good. So the connection makes all the difference. Simple connection. What do you do? Do you send a text message, or do you send an
Well,
email, or do you just pick up the phone? Like what do
for
you?
me, I learned a new strategy. I my thing used to be just pick up the phone and just go through and just call people. But now I have learned a new strategy of doing it. It's called DTD2. And basically what it do is it basically breaks it down where, okay, I'm going to call, and it's just a chart, and I'm going to call C, D, and then I'm going to text E this week. And then next week, I'm going to call Z, K, and I'm going to text Y. And I just keep on. And it's simple because it takes me about my phone. I have plenty of, contacts. So it takes me about, I would say, 20, 30 minutes to go through and just do that. And like I said, me just reaching out to people, I always get some kind of, hey, I might be moving. Whether it's renting, buying, or selling, I always get some kind of hit within, texting and reaching out to people. And also, like I said, I do a number of things. I just yesterday, I was basically driving for dollars, so you can't just do one thing. I do
Mhm.
multiple things in order to get my business.
Gotcha. And for those of you guys who are watching, you're in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. If you guys don't know, the Palm Beach County in Florida, just the Palm Beach County itself, I believe is the number three most expensive entire United States of America. Okay, so just so you know, right? And and the ones that are up there in the top is like cities in California. You have your La Jolla's, your San Francisco, and then you have New York City, right? And West Palm Beach, Palm Beach County have become one of the most expensive places to live in the United States. The median sales price, median list price in Palm Beach County is 1.5 million. And right now you guys are still little bit as of today's reports in a seller's market, but I remember when this was a hot seller's market, and now it's getting really, really close
Yep.
to a buyer's market. So being in a luxury for many other places, right? Because you got other places, the average sales price, I think, in the entire United States of America could be anywhere between 350 and 400,000. You're in a 1.5 million and up type of area. How do you adapt to your these strategies in response to market changes and fluctuating interest rates?
For me, to be honest, I I deal with more of the sellers, but again, the sellers are feeling the same front of the market as the buyers are, because the buyers basically is the interest rate, and the sellers is basically we don't have enough people out there that's actually buying. And what I'm seeing is a lot of rate. The rates, the price you put it on, say you place a property on the market, and the price rate is dropping, they're reducing the price. So for me, I basically, for when I'm dealing with these, so your question is I'm say the question again, I'm sorry.
So basically, what strategies have you been adapting or adopting in this market with the changes that's been happening? Because right now, I think everybody here can be in consensus. You have the seller that says, "Hey, why would I sell when I have a 2%, 3% interest rate, and then sell and go to another property? Then I'm going to be paying an 8% interest rate. That's a 6% difference or 5% difference." What have you been doing to adapt your business or adapt yourself to work with sellers and provide that reasoning or that validation?
Well, I mean, to be honest, what I'm seeing with the sellers that I'm having is most of them are actually relocating. I'm not seeing too many of my sellers where I'm getting that, like say back in 2020, 2021, where it was a buy and sell, I mean, sell and buy situation in the same area. A lot of my sellers are basically relocating out of the state of Florida that I am working with, and my buyers basically, so for what I'm doing for my buyers is trying to get concession from the sellers to buy down the rate, because again we're seeing these interest rate up in the 7 and the 8%. So that's basically what I'm doing with my buyers and my sellers, but most of my sellers are relocating that I'm dealing with.
That's pretty awesome, man. That's savvy. Buy down the rate, right?
Yeah,
I think people
yeah.
don't realize that that's something that can be done. It just makes sense, but that shows experience. It shows coaching, and it's paying off. So real quick before we switch off into VIP mode, guys, if you're watching right now on Zoom, there's more of this interview to be happening and more nuggets that are going to come. But if you want to jump on this Zoom right now and be a part of the VIP group, because we're going to switch into the VIP coaching session, just go to vip7.robscoaching.com. Give us a try, see what it's like. We do a roadmap for you to help you build out your business plan for 2024. And it's the price of a cup of coffee, right? $7 to get started. Try it out for the first month, see how you like it. And then from there, we're going to be doing some Q&A session directly after this training. So for those of you guys who are watching, we're going to go ahead and cut off the